All right, we live there now, man. I got my man Eric B for president on the line with us today. What up, Eric B out there in Florida, baby? How you feel about that game?
I feel like we are 5-1, and despite leaving 20 points on the field and 100+ penalty yards, we still got the victory and scored how many points? 35.
Eric, wasn't that like the ugliest, most exciting, shocking game ever? Like my nerves are everywhere, bro.
Cardiac Cowboys, like, bring me back to the day where we're competing against anybody, everybody. Even if we play a bad game, we win the game. That's championship. That's championship stuff right there.
Yep, it is. It is. And granted, we got a lot to clean up. So thank you, Facebook user, for always joining in first. We see you. It says great win, but such an ugly win. I agree. But at this point, I'm gonna take every win we can get, ugly or not.
Going on the road, win them at home, doesn't matter.
We got the Vikings next on Halloween, baby. So we're back on the road again, going up to see them Vikes. I think the Vikings won again today, right?
They did.
Shout out Stephon Vinny, supporter on the building. All my supporters chiming in. I got Eric B for president over here down in Florida. We're gonna get Bob the Cannabis Cowboy on here real soon. Let them know where you repping from, Eric B. Tell them who you are, baby.
Well, Bob and I grew up old school Miami style with the 90s Cowboys stuff when UM and all that influence of Jimmy Johnson came together. And I've been a Cowboy fan before that, but we got the luxury of growing up in Miami, watching all that jazz and championships with the Canes influence. And now I live in Central Florida, and Bob's out there and, doing his thing in Colorado. So we still get together and talk every game, before the game, after the game, every week. So I had to join in today because this is getting real, man. This is getting real.
Hey, man, what about that Diggs play, man? Just when we thought, we're out of the mix, and the next fucking play, bro, the bomb. Did you had the game out there in Florida, right? You watched the game?
Oh, yeah, live.
Yeah. I was just like, yay, no. Like, come on, how can you send me like that? You got to smoke and drink something, man, fucking with these Cowboys.
I'll tell you, he got just as many touchdowns. Actually, he's more touchdowns than his brother does catching in Buffalo there.
I'm telling you, man. So shout out to everybody that's rolling with us. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Victory Sunday. You know what it is. We're live here with your Cowboy Cousins post-game report. I just introduced y'all to Eric B. We're going to have Bob the Cannabis Cowboy up on here soon, and we're going to talk the game. So if you want to get up on here and chat with us, I'll put the invite in the link until we get Bob up here. We'll send it out there. Feel free to come up on and join us. Make sure you have Wi-Fi and turn your phone sideways for the best viewing experience here. I'll drop that link in here right quick. But yeah, what a crazy game, bro. I'm just like, my God, it's like one play after, like Tony said it, one shocking play after the next. You know what I mean?
Man, had me on edge. I didn't like how they left a lot of points on the field, but like you said, you got to clean it up. We got a bye week. Tyrone Smith came back after the little thing. I was a little worried about the cap injury there. We're gonna get Gallup back and Collins back. We're actually getting better at 5-1. And the bye week's coming at a perfect time. We can ride this momentum thing and know that I don't care if we're on the road, we're at home, we're just going to win. And here comes Bob.
Ooh, chicken.
That's the man right there. Let me get this off of there so we can see you there, baby. I said we got Eric B for president here, man. I thought you did a sub already. I said, damn, I just texted you and said have a little faith. You got to be good. We want to get with you, Bob.
Oh, I'm good, man. I had to take a little bit of time. Me and my wife celebrated hard, man. See, Eric, I don't know, y'all don't know. I've been friends with Eric since I was a wee kid, man. And we call and text each other every game, and we always have for the last 30 years. So today, apparently, DirecTV was just a little bit behind. I'd say about a minute behind everything. So I would get a couple hits from Eric. Eric be like, "Oh, you're on a delay." He'd casually just start talking, and then boom, we'd score. And so I would start knowing every time he called, we were going to score. And as soon as I guess I didn't really think that it was going to happen, man. He bluffed hard on that CeeDee Lamb winning catch because he was just like, "Hey, man, I'm just calling to see if maybe you think we should take a timeout right now." But he already knew CeeDee Lamb scored. And so I jumped up like a maniac, man. We had a little bit of a celebration, but yeah, that was too close for comfort against that team, man. But we were out coached for a little bit, and we tried real hard to beat ourselves and couldn't do it.
Man, so many squandered opportunities, as a championship team. Yeah, we gutted it out and got the W. But when we go make a playoff run, these are things they've got to, like you said, the bye week couldn't come at a better time, but we got them bikes up first on the Halloween game. So we got players coming back, but it feels good to get wins, especially when we don't even have Tank back. Did y'all see how Randy Gregory folded up Chicken McNugget?
My gosh. That was beautiful, man. Twice he put a lick on him, man.
Did you hear? You could hear him when he hit him. He said, "Oh!" When he hit him on the camera, you could hear it. Oh!
Yeah, poor guy, man.
And we blocked the punt. So really, all three phases won, except for the fact that we had a couple turnovers uncharacteristically Dak. The fumble. He's having trouble with that goal line. That's a few times he's been shut out of that goal line. QB sneak over here.
Man, red zone. We got to convert, man. How many times we were in the red zone and we didn't convert, man? It was ugly. It should have been way out of control, like some fans say. That's why I said we going to average at least 38 points. But, man, they were coached well, like you said, and it was an ugly game. Despite the flags, we got to play through that shit. We can't complain about fucking referees. This is a prime example. Fight through and get the win at all costs.
Amen.
100%.
Amen.
And Eric and I talked about this a lot. We just didn't. The squad that we see before us right now, offense, defense, and special teams. Today was really the day special teams kind of popped out, I think. I'm not going to say they've been amazing me the last 4 games. But today's really one of those days where we can finally sit back and say, you know what? I think we got a really good team right now, man. And it's okay. Maybe, I know there's a lot of people that are out there bragging, but us old school folks, we're staying real quiet with it. We're enjoying it to each other. We're talking to each other. We're texting each other. How about the fucking Cowboy? But we're not out there blasting it. But right now, we can start feeling real good. We're going into a bye week right now. Tyron, hopefully, will get a little bit of rest. Like you said, we're getting Gallup back. It's still looking really good for this squad right now, man. And I haven't felt this kind of vibe from this kind of talent on this team in a very, very long time, man.
That's what's up. And like I said, we're rolling on the Cowboys Cousin post-game report. You got my man Eric B. You got my man Bob the Cannabis Cowboy down there. We're going to put the link up there and invite you on. If you're on Wi-Fi and want to get up on here and give us your feedback about the game or how you felt, come on up here and get with your Cowboy Cousins, man, and let us know how you're feeling, because we know the heart and the blood is pumping, if you know what I'm saying.
Ooh, man. Let me tell you, man, my wife and I started off with a pretty bad day, man. We're having some issues. We had a deal fall through with our house that we were about to sell. So we were waking up in a pretty bad vibe, man. And this game was making us real, real heavy, man. We needed this victory is going to take us over the hump and give us a little bit of positivity, I think, man. You know how we all talk about how we're not going to let the Cowboys affect our week anymore. It's not going to happen. It still does in some way. Well, it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you, it still affects me, and I was right there in the mix, man. I'm just like, wow, we hadn't had a barn burner. I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. They came out, then it settled down a little bit, and we, but man, cardiac Cowboys for real. You got to smoke or something. You got to smoke a little something or drink a little something, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to take me a chronic break because, man, I need one after that game. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to roll me something up, y'all. But we got the invite in there. Y'all come up on here and chat with your Cowboy Cousins.
100%. 100%. You got a lot of people. Oh, B-Red is in the house. What is up, B? Oh, look at this. BG. We got a couple of our old friends in here. Mr. FU himself or herself, Facebook user. Thank you so much for coming through again, man. It's just
Facebook
not really...
user was the first one on before you got on, so they were here
nice.
early representing.
Nice. Good looking out. B-Red, Armando Aguero. I guess you guys did some shout outs already. I thought I was here on time. I'm a couple minutes late. That's okay. That's all right. I lost my shit. My wife and I were losing our shit. We are diehard Cowboy fans. EB knows that firsthand. We all grew up in Miami screaming for the Cowboys. So this win right here, man, was a beautiful win, man. And it was like EB said too, man. It's been a long time since we were able to make these effects in all 3 phases. We've been saying we haven't had a punt returner in a long time. We had one for, a little while, a couple different guys here and there, but it wasn't really someone that we had continuously over. And we thought maybe Pollard was going to be that guy. But I'm telling you right now, my opinion, I don't even want to see that guy back there returning punts and kick returns, if I'm being honest, especially since he's sharing time with Zeke. I'd rather him be
Yeah, it's
Sit
either
back
him
there.
or Lamb or Cedric, and Cedric was back there that one play, I think, or who was it? Number one? Is that
I'll
Cedric?
take Cedric. I'll
Yeah,
take Cedric
Cedric.
all day. I don't even want to see Lamb
But-
back there either, man.
He coughed it up and damn near lost it again. You know, talking about
Yeah.
the third phase of the game. We haven't had nobody run anything back yet. I don't think off a punt.
That's why they put CD Lamb in there when they want that sure hands, because they don't trust Cedric 100. You know,
I mean, we dealt with it
That's
when we had Cole Beasley. Y'all remember? You got to put a guy in there with some good hands.
Yeah.
Cedric, come on, baby. We got to take care of the ball. We take care of that ball, man. Like I said, only people beating the Cowboys is ourselves, man.
Yeah, we whipped our ass today for 125 yards or something like that in penalties. A football field and a quarter, man. I mean, that's stupid. And I really, and here's the thing. It's not you see how the Giants are. You see what's going on with the Giants because of that Garrett culture in that fucking locker room. The whole clap for your homeboys, even though they suck kind of thing. That shit's not going on in our locker room right now. And you can bet everybody who made a bad move today is going to hear it from McCarthy and the squad. We share these victories as big as we share these losses in terms of how well we do winning and losing plays on the field. And I think McCarthy's one of those old school guys who's going to make these guys say, "Hey, good win." But you know what you did third down in that with 8 minutes left in the game, and you know, I feel like that's the important shit that we don't talk about enough. The reinforcement of fucking up.
Yeah, you can tell the defense was in the game as Brandon Reddock says. Macaroni Jones looked like he was gonna cry a couple times. He was pissed off. I feel you, dog. You could see the camera. You could see he was frustrated at a couple bad calls, couldn't get plays in. You know, I say yes, I like that because that tells me y'all not in no kind of groove. Even though that fluke play, golly, with Diggs right after he picked six. What a way to erase your number 7. Just that fact. Literally, it was fucking 3 seconds. So thank you. I was posting on the whole time because we had it up here in Washington State. Nowhere else on the West Coast was the game being televised. So I was blogging in real time. But it was in 3 minutes. Diggs picked it off, and they ran another fucking play and scored a touchdown from post to post. From damn Diggs to damn Diggs, if you feel what I'm saying. Just that fact.
If you watch that replay, you'll see that Diggs actually was not beat at all. Matter of fact, it was one of those situations where he let that wide receiver, after he got beat, he didn't let himself get beat. What I'm saying is when he realized he got hit on the inside post, he actually caught up to him. But he was in a position where I think it felt like he was going to hit the safety who had coverage back there. He sort of moved out of the way. The dude was, I swear to God, I felt like he could have intercepted that ball. That's how close he was to not being burned on that play. But after I feel like he was avoiding who was out there playing safety at the time. I don't feel like he got burnt on that one. But out of position and burnt is the same fucking thing in this league. And he was out of position at some point and got ripped for 35 yak.
Hey,
I think
I was cussing at him just like Anthony Brown on a couple of the misplays today with Anthony Brown. As soon as Diggs did that, and then I was like, son of a bitch, Diggs. Come on, man.
If you got seven INTs and 2 pick sixes, more touchdowns than your brother does at wide receiver, and when you get burnt once not even a game, once every few games, you can live with that. You know,
you gotta give them credit. They came right back at Diggs. You know, especially I think it was that Alabama connection. I think they wanted to repair the psyche of Macaroni Jones real quick. You know what I mean? So shout out to B Red. I see you out there, baby. Derek Pearson's clogging in. He must not be a Cowboys fan, but he hangs out with winners. So thanks for hanging out here with us today. He says, I hate the Cowboys, but I gotta admit they playing some damn good ball. That's respect right there, Derek. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what your team is, and we won't talk too bad about you.
Good. Hey, Derek, you won't be the first and you ain't the last, my friend, but thank you for coming in and showing a little bit of love and hanging out, man. We appreciate it regardless. He got picked by his own player, man. All right, so that last play, let's talk about Anthony Brown, too. So that last play where that he did not get burnt on, I was terrified. When I saw that ball thrown in the air to Anthony Brown, I automatically.
Bro, it's like when Greg DeLay goes to kick. I'm holding my breath.
But you know what? Here's the deal. The last few times Greg DeLay has come to win the game for us, he has missed at least one field goal in that game, which and I think this happened at least twice. This would maybe be the third game that's happened in. What do you think, E? I don't know. I feel like he's done it where he's missed a couple, at least one field goal, and we're like, fuck it, we ain't gonna win this. He ain't making it, and then he'll make it. So I don't know, man.
He's definitely not like the most consistent like he once was with the Rams when he was in his prime. But he can definitely kick, and he has pressure and experience, and he has won us a couple games this year. So as long as that's happening, he didn't really help us against Tampa.
The Chargers game, I was there, and I seen that shit with my own eyes, how we took over that stadium. Take no Raider Nation. That's how you take over a stadium.
So it's sort of like a Diggs thing. All right, so Diggs, maybe he was out of it. Maybe he got beat on that play. I won't say burnt. You got beat. You get beat once in a while, you know, and they did go right back at him. And once in a while, you're going to miss a kick. But if you're 5-1 and you're winning games like crazy, you know, if you make a couple bad plays like Dak, he fumbled at the goal line a couple weeks ago. He couldn't get the quarterback sneak, even though both times he was in 2 weeks ago and this week. He was in on both, but the umpire, the line judges don't call him in. And for some reason, you know, well, he's going to come back and throw 3 touchdowns anyway. So
Tony Romo said it best. The only way you stopping this Dallas offense is ourselves. He didn't say that, but the yellow flags will slow us down. It's like we had to shoot ourselves in the foot one time before we could advance any further. We had to do something stupid before we could make a good play, and we're not going to win no fucking championship. So I'm with everybody out there today that's saying it was an ugly game. I'm with you. We got to have a better performing game with our players out there, more consistency on all 3 phases of the game, like my man was saying over there.
No doubt, 100%.
Yep.
But I'll put the invite up there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say real quick. I do think it's okay right now because we got a bye week. It's okay to start feeling good a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I think we can talk just a little bit more about how we pulled out a win against one of the greatest coaches of all time, because I think everyone here in this triangle of intelligence can understand that a lot of those championships were not only Brady, they were fucking Belichick. So that guy game planned extremely well for our team. I don't believe some of the stuff I heard. Underrated defense. I don't think he said any of that shit. I think that was just
that was a radio station out there. It was an inflammatory statement by a fucking low budget radio station that was already questionable when they said that they've done some things like that, and it actually made mainstream media.
Yeah, I buy that 100%.
And it was a road win too. You know, that's
big, man.
In Foxborough, when's the last time the Cowboys beat the Patriots and we scored our 2500th touchdown since 1960, right? When's the last time we beat the Patriots? It's like 90 something, right?
89 or something.
Dude, it's historically a long effing time ago, dude. I think I knew that. I thought maybe it was like Brady was continuously beating us, but no, it goes back far.
No, it's like 90 something or something. They even asked Dak, and Dak's like, I'm not worried about it. We're gonna go beat them this time. Like,
they know on the chat. Check out the chat. They'll tell you. What was the last year? 89, 89. Oh, man. It's been a long time.
Brandon said he had a damn good game plan, but it didn't work in the end. Yeah, I mean, we're one play away. It's a game of inches. You know what I mean? They had the ball first in overtime. Dak lost the call on the coin toss. If they'd have scored, it's over. We don't even get a chance. Luckily, our defense held 3 and out, got them off the field, did their job. Defense standing up, man. Shout out to Randy Gregory, man. That hit it again. We folded Macaroni Jones up, baby.
Oh, wet noodle boy. Let me tell you, man, Randy Gregory is a terrifying human, man, when he's coming at you full speed. And I love how he doesn't pull up, but that's also because he's got a good enough form where he's hitting him in such a way where he doesn't have to worry about getting flagged for those hits. That you have to hit quarterbacks now in a very specific way. And he was doing well being violent with them and not drawing flags, which was something, if you remember, Randy Gregory would do often. At least one season we counted on him. The however many games he played, which is probably only about 6, you could count on him getting roughing the passers, late hits, shit like that. He's not like that anymore, at least not up until this point right now. So yeah, Randy Gregory is doing his job right now, man. In the absence of having Tank on the other end, which is just going to make his game better now if you think about it.
I don't know. I didn't see too much of Michael Parsons. He looked gassed on a couple of plays out there. I don't know if he was out of place or what was going on with him, but I'm sure our experts are going to break that down. What did you guys see looking at Michael Parsons during the game today?
Well, he was definitely filling in a little bit more. I was just going to mention the fact this is the first game we played without Jalen Smith in a minute ever in his career. He's gone, so maybe he's running around a little bit more trying to fill out that linebacker hole. It definitely, I don't know, Jalen Smith, you know, he's gone, and now all of a sudden our linebackers, you know, Jabril Cox, is he going to step up? Is he going to, you know, we saved $9 million, but did it? I don't know. I'm not hating. We did give up 100 yards rushing,
Oh, we was getting gashed on the interior of the defense. Bad. Harris, who I sat in my fantasy football league and almost lost. Thank God Dak went off. I sat Harris. I said, fuck everybody on the Patriots. I just sat him. I didn't care if they was going to win today.
I hear that.
I mean, Harris got me like 20-some odd points on the bench, blowing it up. But my man, Derek Pearson, you're going to wear your welcome out, dog. He says, what playoff team have the Cowboys played? I'll just give you one. The Chargers, according to the NFL, that is the team that's going to win the Super Bowl this year. And we beat them already. So take that to the bank. Nobody's in the playoffs yet, baby. Is that what
By the way,
anybody? Is that what you're trying to get at? Anybody?
Nobody's got any control over what schedule is what. If the schedule is only as hard or easy as the teams are good or bad, and that is it. Everybody who was assumed to be really, really, really good at this season right now, some of them are, some of them aren't. But it doesn't matter. We've beaten 5 of the people we played with right now. So against, it doesn't matter who it is. And we're doing it on the road. We're doing it in big fashion. So
hey, we could very rarely be 6-0. We could have went out there and won in New England. I mean, not New England. I'm sorry, the other team, Tampa Bay. I mean, come on, man. Haters. I know some of y'all are waking up and y'all like, man, they are pretty good. Shout out my man Pearson. But you still hating, talking about we ain't played anybody. We ain't played no man. 5-1. Where the fuck is your team at? Let's talk about your team. Who's your team, baby? Let's talk to us.
I mean, we have played 6 people and beat 5 of them and only lost to the world champions by 2 points. I'm okay with that. But before we were sidelined by a sideliner, I want to go ahead and get back to Micah Parsons. And here's what I think is really going on. When we are finally able to, because we understand the reason why Micah's on the end right now is because Tank's not. So we're trying to find a way to get pressure on one side so that Gregory can get pressure on the other. And that's exactly what's going on. So I think people are starting to figure out Micah's brand new. Maybe they're chopping. Maybe they're doubling him. Maybe they're just finding ways to make sure that he doesn't get through. But we've already seen it's letting Gregory through on the other end. So what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen, is as soon as we get D-Law back and another person out there on DT to kind of shore up that line and put Micah back where he needs to be, which is that linebacker position, because that guy is used to reading the offense from behind the line of scrimmage. Right now, we're asking him to rush the passer from the line of scrimmage, which I think is great. He's done decent, but he's not excelling there. He's just kind of he's a place card right now. But when he's back to that linebacker position, I promise you that dude's going to be making some plays. He just needs to be back there. But what he's doing right now is showing his versatility. Can you imagine coming in as a rookie and they're like, all right, hey, look, bro, I know you're like a world-class linebacker. We want you at DE for like 3 games. All right, I guess I'm good then. That's what I would think, right? Like, that's pretty crazy, man. That's heavy to have somebody tell you that, and that's exactly what they did. So once I think he's back in his natural position, y'all, he'll shine a little bit more.
Well, he's came out in the media, and I want to get Eric B's take on this. He's came out in the media and said, don't worry about what position I play. I'm a football player.
He's straight up a football player, and he's going to make plays. And we're going to get T. Armstrong back 92 on the defensive end. He's been out with a high ankle sprain. He'll be back, and he was balling the first 3 weeks, defensive end Armstrong. So when he comes back, even before Gregory, because Gregory's foot injury is going to hold him out for a minute, and he might be a casualty too. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But if Armstrong gets in there at the end and starts playing like he did the first few games and creating pressure on the other side, then that will allow Parsons to start reading and running better in the middle. Because I noticed him off today. No, he didn't really make a couple plays.
It was like, I didn't see him making any big plays. We've seen the Gregory hit, and I seen him running around. I'm like, come on, get pressure. You know, we weren't getting no pressure on the guy. He's just sitting back there, just throwing it around where the fuck you want to go. You know what I mean? And then when Gregory hit him, that's when I know, okay, that's good, because that's 2 things. We got the ball, and number 2, now you looking for him all game, and you're really worried about who the fuck gonna hit me next. Shout out to Carrito, we see the prototype.
Consequently, I actually saw 2 plays today where Jalen Smith was absolutely burned by the offense he was playing against as a linebacker. So it's actually the second week I think we've been without him. But the first week he played, I think, limited. He played more snaps this week, but he was absolutely burned on at least 2 plays.
No, I don't think he played last week. I don't think he had far enough. But if he played, I think it was the
he
first
was unavailable.
Game.
The first week he was unavailable. This week was his first week. Yeah, I
haven't unfollowed him on Instagram yet. You know, it's like I can't believe he's gone. But I mean, it is what it is. That's
he's
sad
a good guy
to hear.
too.
He's getting burned over there with Green Bay. Damn, dog.
That's the bottom line.
E and I had conversations where E would bring it up and he'd be like, "Look, it feels like sometimes like Jalen is like he's one step behind every play he's in because he's always he has to catch up from behind,
and he's so fast, so he's running like crazy. Yeah, he gives mad effort, but he's just like running around like anybody can run around.
It made sense.
Real quick, Jabril Cox could run around. You know, for $1 million, Jabril Cox can get that rookie some work. You know, those rookie 9 guys that we drafted and those free agents, bring them down from safety into the linebacker, and everybody's playing really well, and we're setting ourselves up. And I mentioned about D Law maybe being a cap casualty. I mean, I don't know, but I know he's the highest paid defensive player almost in the league, and we're winning without him right now.
Dude, we're winning without pieces.
So I need how many total yards did Zeke have so I can go over to this post? I don't think that Zeke get over 100. Somebody throw up the stats.
I don't think so, man.
I'm going to see if anybody guessed the total number of yards Zeke got, and if you liked and comment or liked and shared that post, then you'll win this hat. But it has to be first. So I want to know, did anybody hit it on the head? How many yards did Zeke have? Where are all my statisticians at out here? And we're live on YouTube and on Facebook and OAT and on the BDG page. So shout out to everybody rolling with us on YouTube over there. We know we tend to forget about y'all ladies and guys over there a little bit, but we're still live with you here nonetheless. So shout out to the Cowboy Cousins on the tube watching over there. Thanks for tuning in. Did we get those stats yet?
17 attempts for 69 yards.
69 yards. And I can almost guarantee you everybody went over 100 yards.
For sure.
We're going to go 4 weeks, I think, nobody winning this hat, man. We're going to have to stay tuned. We got the bye week up. Then we got the Vikes on Halloween. Y'all got to stay tuned here, man. Do y'all get into Halloween? Y'all like Halloween, Eric B?
You know, I think of Bob and his birthday the day before, honestly. And I think about running around when we were kids in Miami and causing chaos on Halloween night, because this year Halloween fell on a weekend when me and Ghetto Boys were trick-or-treating, robbing little kids for bags till the law got behind my ass.
Yeah. Let me tell you, man. Back in the days, man, there was a 3 or 4 year stretch where we would have Miami-Dade helicopters searching for us because of how many egging missions we did, man. And we got into scraps too with people that tried to get into our area, because we had a very 6-block area that we protected pretty hard, especially on that night. And we would get into some shit, man. Helicopters, man, there would be a lot of safe houses. Mine was one of them on at least 2 or 3 occasions where we could get behind in my pool area and kind of sneak. But yeah, I've got nothing but great memories of Halloween, and not just because my birthday was the night before. I always had great birthday parties, but it's just the weather starts changing in October. It starts getting this crisper feel. It was always like that in South Florida. It's like that out here in Denver. I love it, and I'm a big fan of macabre horror films, bands like Kiss and Slipknot, stuff like that. So I'm all about Halloween, man. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
So,
hey, did you get any stat numbers? Anybody hit it on the head? Because I got Zeke's stats if you're ready.
What's the total Zeke stats? Catching and running. It looks like 119. I said total yards. So that's catching and receiving, or catching and
shit. Running. All right.
So total yards. It looks like Brian Duble says 119. Is that right?
69 rush, 50 receiving.
Yep.
Man. Very close, but no winners. We had a couple of folks, 117 yards, Anita Starnes. Big shout out, Anita. That was close. 115, Shamika, the supporter. Even West Coast put 107.
West Coast.
He was 12. He was a Tom Brady, y'all. Brandon Reddock, B. Red King Sharon had 121. He was close. He was on the up end. Coy Wetzel, 113. And then Dwayne Johnson at 117. Close, but no cigars, y'all. You have to tune in after the bye week, baby, on how to run the damn ball with the Built Different.
7 catches for Zeke, so I'd interrupt.
Zeke is an amazing receiver. Y'all, everybody recognize right now the hands that man has, the ability, the acceleration he has after he catches the ball. It's impressive, man. It's impressive to see what that kid is doing, man. And it's so crazy. My wife pointed out, he's been with us for 6 years. It feels like maybe 4. like three. It just feels like he's been around for such a short amount of time, but he just, I don't know. When you're in and out of the league, he had some issues here and there. We kind of got through some crazy times without him. But he's making an impact this year, man. Zeke's a world-class running back.
That's what's up. Now we got a question here from another Facebook user, and I'll throw this to Bob and Eric B for president over there. It says, does anyone think having Parsons on the D-line helps out? I think we kind of covered this. Our defense a lot more than having him play linebacker. Just a quick question. Is he better at linebacker or on the line?
100% better at linebacker. You go back, and I'm not a college fan, but before that guy was drafted by us, people were telling me this is the kid we need. Look at his tape, and if you just watch what he did in college, the insane shit this kid did, it's like everyone else on the field was just slower than him. He's one of the fastest human beings I've ever seen in my life. So when I started thinking to myself, wow, that's going to be at linebacker for us, that's when I kind of started saying LVE or Jalen's days are numbered. I honestly, in my heart though, I honestly thought LVE was going to be the guy cut, but that's just me. But to answer the question, I truly 100%, like I said earlier, would love and will love to see him get back to that linebacker position, because that's when he's going to be baiting quarterbacks to throw into lanes that they think are open, but he's so fast he's going to close and intercept it and catch that and run back. That's what I'm waiting to see, man. We're not at full capacity right now on offense or defense yet.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. But my man Derek's back up on says, when do y'all play the Cardinals? January 2nd, the day after New Year's. We're going to see Kyler Murray and that team over there. Did they win again today?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and pretty
Only undefeated team. Only undefeated team in the NFL.
Who did they play today? Did they play anybody? Did they play somebody with no defense?
Cleveland.
Did they play a playoff team? Was it a playoff team?
Arguably. No.
Arguably.
I heard Baker Mayfield got injured. It looked like he got a bad shoulder injury out there today. Damn.
Yeah, Arizona beat him up, man.
Was that who they played? Cleveland?
Yeah, 37-14. They kicked their butt.
Damn, everybody who was riding that Cleveland dick. Literally.
Yeah.
How that working out?
Hunt went out.
Supposed to lose. Oh, if y'all was so fucking good, how come y'all couldn't beat Arizona? That's my only question.
They lost. They went in without Chubb, and Hunt got carted off with a calf, so they're down both. They had 200 yards a game rushing, and they got 57. This
now they got nothing. How many yards did OBJ have? Did his punk ass even play?
He had a pretty good game, actually. I don't know exactly. I'll find out for you in a sec.
Okay, I like to keep up. I like to keep up with them Cowboy haters out there. You know what I mean?
I got some info that just came in from one of the Avila brothers, one of the Odessa brothers that I've known for a long, long time. David Avila texted me saying that Dak has a left calf sprain.
Interesting.
No,
yeah.
Well,
but again,
we got a bye week.
I was
we
just
got a bye
say,
week. Yeah.
So that's my point right here. So it's been a very long time since we've not only seen the offense, defense, and special teams do really well, have very promising young players on our team doing very well, and actually have some games go in our way, i.e. today's fucking crazy game. It's been such a long time since that's happened, let alone get these tiny little nicks and scrapes right before a bye week where we get to rehab and rest all that up. That's insane. This is part of the good stuff that we need to start embracing this season. I think it's okay for us to start doing outwardly, maybe not openly and maybe not aggressively, but I think we should start being able to say to ourselves, look at all the great shit that's happening right now. How many
years have we gone into a bye week with a win? It seems like it's been a while. Feels good to go in 2 weeks, watch everybody else beat each other up next Sunday. Then we come back on Halloween, baby. So like I was asking, do y'all trick-or-treat Halloween out there in Colorado, Bob?
This year we were planning and hoping on being on a ranch-style regular home, but we live on the 3rd floor of a condominium. So we don't get anybody knocking on our house, and I haven't for the 16 years I've been living here.
But I'm just saying, do you dress up? Do you be a Cowboys fan or something else for Halloween?
I try to. This year I've definitely got something I'm going to do, but it's only going to be for my wife and I in the living room. So.
Well, y'all got to tune in, baby, because it's going to be the king of streams on Halloween. You know what I mean? Turn on your notifications. We're going to have us a Halloween function here, baby, against them Vikings. You know them guys.
Yeah, right.
Y'all got to tune in here, man. We're going to do something special for Thanksgiving. I'm excited about that.
And Halloween.
Man.
OBJ.
Brian, I just want to make sure we gave you credit. Thank you, Brian, for putting those stats out there. I did believe you. I just want to have my guys on the back end. I want to make sure before I put out who's winning something, you know what I mean? We're verified across the board. So thank y'all for tuning in and participating.
Brian was he's getting a little. I could feel what you were putting out there, Brian. We got you.
Yeah, man, no, that's all good. It's all good. I think he's just saying, man.
He's
I
like,
know
I
you know
said
the
it.
kid over there. Shout out Brian Dougal. Shout out to Compton in the house. We got Dr. M on the house down there. Big time supporter here at the page of BDG.
Brian's been coming around a long ass time too, man. Good to see you, Brian.
What's up?
That's a little love. Thank you, Tasha, for giving us a little love. She says, congrats, Cowboy influencers. I'm going to tell you, man, I was sitting there thinking, damn, boy, it's going to be the first L. Boy, it's going to have to brief. This is going to be a lot of haters on this line today. I was getting ready, though. You know what I mean? I was getting ready because, man, it was one of them games, like, it could go either way, especially after that Diggs play. I'm like, I was just like, man.
Oh, my God, man.
Bam, bam. You know what I mean? Pick six and then bam, touchdown. Like 3 seconds. Like, man, what?
Yeah,
They left too much time, though. They left too much time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. Now, here's the deal, and this is why I proudly represent Dak Prescott. By the way, this is a West Coast jersey that he got custom for me with the 100th anniversary captain's patch on it, all that good stuff. Prescott, ready to go rock and roll. I usually wear the old school ones, but this year, man, I've been having this feeling, man, and I think I'm just going to keep rolling with Prescott, man. I have faith. If you see, just look at the passes this kid is making after all this shit people have been saying about him for the last 5 years or whatever the case be. He came out of the gates looking amazing, and then he went through struggles because their offensive line went up and down. That's the way it goes. The kid came out of a major injury to come back and be one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, man. Shout out to Dak Prescott, the young man, the intelligent young man who is making money for generations of his family, well-deserved, as well as the rest of the team, man. This team actually feels like a team this year, man. And this is one of those things that makes me feel a little bit better and prouder about this team, about following this team, man. This team in particular seems to not have this selfishness to them, man. And you can't win with that. I mean, you can't win with that selfishness unless you got like a Dion kind of selfishness, a playmaker kind of selfishness. Then maybe you'll be able to win, but those guys don't exist a lot.
Most
Not in
definitely.
this league.
Thanks for everybody tuning in here. Let's see. We did talk about the Dak leg calf strain. That's what you said it was. There was some info coming in, Bob. So we covered that. We don't know anything else beyond that. However, we've said we've got faith like 4. We got the bye week up ahead of us, so there's nobody playing this week. We got time to heal our nicks and wounds. You know what I mean? It's a perfect time, like we've been saying, going into the bye week with a W, 5-1, control of the NFC East division. Let everybody else beat each other up next week. More casualties to come. And then we got Halloween with them Vikings over there, baby.
Ooh.
Everybody lost in the NFC East again this week.
Did they? Oh, let's talk about our NFC least brothers over there. How did the Giants, the Eagles, and the fucking what the fuck team? I think the what the fuck team lost, right?
They all lost.
The Washington fraudulent team that's over there. Yeah, they fucking lost.
They all lost.
Lose.
So
in fascinating fashion, by the way, and it's
just keep winning. And you know, I didn't want to go into a season like this. I was telling B this. I didn't want to go into season saying, "Oh, I hope if they lose." If they lose and we lose, we're okay. So we don't. No, just control your own thing, man. Let's just do this year, you know. And even if we're the worst division in football or whatever, blah blah blah. If you're 8-0 in your division, you win your division. You're still going to the playoffs. Now, if you win 13 or 14 games, also, well, then you might have a home game. We'll see. You know, like if we have a weak schedule, straight to schedule. Well, that's because last year we didn't have a good year. So this year, that's what NFL does. That's just the way it is. So we have a weak schedule. Doesn't matter. If we make it to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs because of a weak schedule, as long as we're winning, that still gets us to where we want to be, which is back to a Super Bowl. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you know, for the folks that are saying that, you know, the weak schedule is, you know, that's just some hater shit because nobody was saying that when we had the toughest schedule. Y'all didn't come out and defend the Cowboys.
Right.
Well, damn, y'all got such a tough schedule. Man, some of them losses y'all were taking to heart. We don't hear y'all saying that shit. So the strength of schedule don't matter. There's 32 NFL professional football teams. Now, granted, not all of them are granted with favor, like them Cowboys. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, 32 teams, you get an L. It's an L, baby. Take it.
Yeah, I want to see those people who'd say that shit come to me with this particular batch of information. If you're going to come to me with that, I want you to present to me the Super Bowl teams who have won in the last 10 years that have had a hard, meaning a hard, very hard strength of schedule. You let me know that. because I know at least 3 or 4 of them have come for teams that have not had a very hard road to get there. And it's all about whether your team is good or not. Because
Tom Brady in that division over there, nobody talks about that weak ass shit he was on in the Patriots. How fucking weak is that division over there? Miami only played them well when they went down there to see him in the Orange Bowl.
Thank you.
Nobody talks about that shit.
They don't want to, man. You can't attach any hate to Tom Brady. It's blasphemous, man. No one's gonna back you anyway.
That's why I like hanging around smart Cowboy fans that get it. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us here and everybody else hanging out with us here today too. The 20 rolling. But Shamika, the supporter, says, big time supporter, we can see the culture changing on the field. I agree.
That's the biggest deal. We mentioned it earlier. McCarthy, whether you find him to be a non-energetic, sort of slumpy dude, that's, you know what, I'm okay with that, because we've had a guy who clapped his entire life off and like 10 years of being our coach, who absolutely did nothing for us. It's good to have this guy, come in and be a hard-nosed, football background, football lifestyle, American man, just come in here and hold kids accountable for what they need to do at their job. Cutting Jalen Smith was such a gigantic example of that.
Hey, I think that was Dan Quinn. I think that was all Quinn, bro.
It could have been. It could have been. There's going to be a hierarchy
in terms of the play, but we know ultimately why that wasn't a deal impasse, because he wanted the money, they didn't want to give it, and okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of that involved for sure.
But I mean, the rhetoric was coming out. The rhetoric was coming out even when we drafted Micah Parsons. That gang that was fuck Jalen gang was like, oh, we drafted Parsons so we can get rid of, he's going to outplay and take Jalen's job.
I mean, it was crazy, the rumblings, but I think that can happen. This may be the one time where someone said some shit just coming out of off the top of their head, and it actually wound up coming true at some point down the line. It doesn't work out like that a lot of times. But again, we don't also get a lot of calls from the referees. We don't really necessarily get schedules where we're not only doing well, we're playing teams that are actually doing well as well, but we're still beating them. I mean,
there's a live looking in of the Dallas Cowboys game today. That's fucking live looking today. I know I said Jerry paid off the refs, but damn, y'all showed your ass today.
My God, man. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's see this. Does anybody have that information?
Information.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't really think I completed my question there, did I, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody know how many yards we were penalized for in total?
Oh, shit. It was over 100.
Over 100, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
100 a few times. This many penalties for this. I'm just like, damn, man. Like, all right, we're going to have to beat the refs and the fucking Patriots. Like always.
Another good reason to get the bye week, because there's a lot to work on. You can rest, you can work, you can practice, you can rest, you can walk through, you can film watch, and then you can take ownership. That's what I like about these boys. Parsons said it, Dak said it, Cooper says it. They're all the leaders. Hey, we're all holding ourselves accountable, and we're all holding each other accountable. We don't have to worry about just Mike McCarthy. No, we want to do it because we want to do it. That's what these boys are saying. Like, and I feel bad because if I'm not trying 100%, Dak looks at me crooked. Well, dang, everybody's going to look at me crooked. So I want to do it because I want to do it.
You better run your routes. You heard Dak say he like to give balls to players that just don't get sometime because they be working so hard. So don't fuck up your op, if you know what I mean. But
they're going to clean it
up. Says 100 yards in total. I'm sorry there, Bob, but 115 Brian Duble's clocking in. We know his credit is really good. 115 yards.
We gave them a full football a full football field and 15 yards. That's stupid.
That's 4 yards less than Zeke
had rushing. An extra personal foul.
That's 4 yards less than Zeke had rushing. My goodness.
Man.
We cut that in half and it's a blowout. It's a team 40 burger. You know what I mean?
They'll clean it up.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. And as we clean them comments up and clean the show up, man, we've been going 45 minutes here. We got my man Eric B for president down there in Florida and his road dog, the Cannabis Cowboy, out there in Colorado. And I'm your host, BG the Cowboys Unifier. We up here. It's your Cowboy Cousins post-game report. Any parting shots, any words before we get out of here? And enjoy this luxurious bye week, gents.
Not a lot, man.
I'm going to say thanks for having me because I'm going to run out. I do have something going on in the kitchen, so I'm going to go tend to that. Much love to you, BG. Nice talking to you again. It's been a minute. I'll jump on Anytime you all invite, bro. Much love. And Bob, I'll be talking to you and all you in the chat. I couldn't get at you because it wouldn't let me chat, but I see the chats. That's what's up, man. Much love, Cowboys Nation.
Much
Peace.
love, Eric.
Brother.
Thanks, bro. And then there were two, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the only thing I've got going on is this Tuesday night, we're almost guaranteed to be doing another Casually Serious podcast about having something to do with Halloween or horror movies or horror films or horror enemies, villains, and shit like that. So other than that, like you said, I'm just gonna bask in tomorrow morning's Good Morning Football. When I just felt like when we were gonna lose that game, that they were just going to have a field day with that shit tomorrow. I just want to hear exactly what they say tomorrow morning.
No, could you have imagined what the media would have done for 2 weeks had we lost that game? They would have been getting their jizz off for 2 weeks, though.
They would have been crowning them. They would have crowned them already, man. And they would have said, that's it. Dallas Cowboys, just like everybody said, overrated defense. Ooh, man, I'll tell you what, I picked them up about 3 weeks ago, and never put them back down on my fantasy league, man. I've got faith in these kids, man. They're hustling.
It's a game of inches, man, and y'all just witnessed, like I said, will the real America's team please stand up? That was the DAK Patriot ACT, if you know what I mean, to CD Lamb for the walk-off score. We them boys, baby, 5-1. We rolling into this bye week, so turn on your notifications. Hang out here with your Cowboy Cousins these next couple of weeks, and stay tuned for the Vikings game on Halloween. We're going to do something very special for Halloween, so if you get in the Halloween spirit, if you like to trick or treat, if you know what I mean, you want to hang out with us over here. Any parting words before we get out of here, Bob?
No, hopefully I'm going to get this. We'll get a new house, and you guys will be able to kind of see what I've got going on. I've got a lot of genetics, and I really can't wait to start growing. So y'all stay with me, man, on Patreon. I appreciate it so much, man. I love you guys to death, and thanks for listening to us today.
No doubt, baby. 5-1. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your Cowboy Cousins on the post-game Cowboys Cousin Report. Make sure you turn on notifications and stay tuned with us here. I need that last supporter for here today. Make sure you sign up. That last supporter, make sure you sign up. If you really enjoyed the content today, you'll have a 1 in 6 chance of winning these Hall of Fame socks. Now, how many of my Cowboy Cousins out there got Hall of Fame socks in your church clothes wardrobe? I just need to know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, baby. Hit the green badge and sign up. Get your chance to win. We'll see y'all tomorrow on the gym, bright and early on Victory Monday, baby. Y'all know what it is. We them both.